Howdy guys, in today's video we're going to be looking at some color modes for the bitmap feature, and this will be within FlexiPRINT. But before that, let's have a quick intro first. So today's video can be found on softwaretraining.co.za. We make short and easy to watch problem solving videos, and we also have daily updates. Now if we head into the program here, so I'm going to use this little image to demonstrate some color variations. So now when it comes to color modes, there's some main ones that you guys might know, so RGB and CMYK. So obviously if you're working digital, then something like RGB makes more sense, but as soon as you want to print stuff, it is good to have them in CMYK, because it's going to give you a more accurate representation of what you're actually going to be printing versus just the digital version. Now there's obviously more color modes than just that, and also depending on the program, but FlexiPRINT just has a number of them, which we're going to quickly be looking at. So I'm going to make a duplicate of this one, or let's copy that, paste it, throw it here next to it. Now in order to know which color you are currently in, again on your design central, you can kind of just go through these options. You can get a good idea. Moment with 24-bit, and you can see this little icon, it's representing that we are in RGB. So how we know that RGB stands for red, green and blue, so RGB, and that's how we know which color mode we are in. Another way is with the image selected. If we go to our bitmap, just wait for this to load. So we've got bitmap, and then we go down till we find color mode. And we'll go and drop down, and the one that's grayed out, this is the one that's currently set to. So currently this is on RGB, so it's good to know that. Or it's another way we can see that. But something that's also good to know is that, let's say we had to change this to something like black and white or grayscale, and then change it back to RGB. It is not going to go magically back to the colors you had. It's going to keep the colors. Let's say we went black and white, then we go color mode again. It's going to do this quick RGB. Now it's set to RGB, as you can see in the top right, but we only have black and white colors. It is because the color profile or information has changed, and now even though this is RGB, it is now in a black and white form. So keep that in mind. It's similar to scaling. If we scale something down and we scale it back up, we lose information. Now same with color modes. If you set your color mode to something with less colors, and then when you set it back, we're going to lose that information. So it's a handy thing to know. So let's just quickly look at the different ones. Once again, let's make a copy. So this one we'll use quickly for CMYK. That's the other most common one. So then we go here once again to main menu, bitmap. We navigate down to color mode, and we're going to go to CMYK. Click that, and we should see a slight shift in values in that. It is because it's now compensating for the actual CMYK colors. And like I said, this will be a nice way before you print to just make sure everything is still in order, and it gives you kind of a more accurate idea of what you could be expecting. Then let's try another one. Throw here at the bottom, then go to bitmap, color, and now let's go grayscale. So as you can see, what this has done is basically just took the saturation of all the colors and turned them to 0. But it's left the values alone, which values in other words is the light and dark areas stayed the same. It has just removed any color from our image. Then when we get to black and white, now this is where it's going to be slightly different. It basically has a form of value range, you can say, that all those colors within the certain value turns to black, and once to another value turns to white. So as you can see, we lose a lot of information. But yeah, it gives us just two colors, black and white. So if you want to create masks and stuff like that, this is definitely a great way to go about it. You can just use the actual black and white color mode. And the last one here we have is our actual, what do we call it, indexing. This was very popular back in the day with when you just uploaded images to web, and you had to be very mindful of your resources. So you don't want to use too much colors, so you could index things and basically choose the amount of colors available. Instead of having the whole color palette, you can have less and less depending on your image. So some programs allow you to set up exactly which colors, so you get like a really how can we say, bring that file size down. But these days it's not that relevant anymore. You can still do it if you want to go for like a stylistic effect, as if it's retro, but most of the times you can just do a normal PNG, TIFF, you know, RGB, something, JPEG or something in that line, when you're working with web or so forth. Just zoom this selection, and then yeah, there's your color modes. Got our RGB, CMYK, Grayscale, black and white, and our actual index. Very handy. These two top ones probably are the most common ones you're going to be using. If you're printing in black and white, you could obviously do this and get a better idea of how your values are, if they're working or not, and then adjust it accordingly. But yeah, otherwise, in the meanwhile, before we head on with the bitmap feature, if we head here to softwaretraining.co.za, you guys will notice we've got a variety of different softwares we do cover, and you can also isolate your search on the top right. If you do not, however, find the training video you're looking for, just simply go here, request a training video, fill in the mini form, and then we'll do our best to try and make that for you. But otherwise, thanks guys for watching, and cheers.